Yep, that's you, lives. Hey, Sarah, it's Ryan, Simple Biz Support. It must be Wednesday. I've got Sarah Giametti with ICT Marketing talking about social media. How you doing this morning?
I'm great, Ryan. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So today we're going to kind of start from the beginning. We were talking the other day about doing some basic classes, and the most basic of basic is how to create an account. And I know it can be a little confusing for new people simply because when you go to create an account, at least I know it was for me when I first started using Facebook a number of years ago, is I have all these different options of what I can choose of who I am. So it was a little overwhelming. So that's where we're going to start today. And we were just talking off air that, and this is something new that I didn't know, was that you can actually create a business account on Facebook without a personal profile. Is that correct?
That is correct. However, we don't recommend it because you have some limitations when you do it that way.
Okay, limitations such as?
You can't invite your friends. So if you create the page separate from your personal profile, you cannot invite your friends, colleagues that you're already connected to like your page. And you cannot use Facebook as your page and like other pages. So they really want to make sure your page is connected to your personal account.
Okay, and that would make sense. I mean, if it's social media, then we should be able to socialize and connect. So ultimately, the idea here is that you do need to have a personal Facebook account and log in through that personal Facebook account to create a business page. Now, one of the big concerns I have, or that people that are new to Facebook have shared with me, is they're like, oh my God, I don't want people to connect my business and my personal page. And they're actually very separate on the outside from the end user's point of view.
That is correct. Nobody knows how many pages I manage. There's no connection to the administrator of the page on the outside, the public view. You can turn it on, but as long as it's turned off, nobody can connect that I'm running XYZ Facebook page, and then they can go find me and my personal page.
Okay.
If they can find my personal page, if you have your privacy settings locked down like I do, it doesn't matter. You can't see anything anyway.
Right. All right. Perfect. Well, tell you what. Why don't you bring up your screen share, and you're logged into your personal account. However, you're going to tell us where to go because Facebook doesn't have a big red button on the front of the page that says, "Hey, click here to add a business."
That is correct. So here is my personal Facebook page. The biggest reason we recommend, well, there are lots of reasons why we recommend to connect them, but it's really easy for me to get to the pages I manage because it's just right here in the left-hand column. And so it makes it a lot easier in my life to get to pages. That way I only have one login to remember. So, but to go to create a page, this is right in the beginning where you start. You get facebook.com/pages/create. Takes you to the screen on how to create your page. And there are a lot of things to consider before you create your page is what kind of business do you have? What are your 5-year goals, maybe 10-year goals? What's your vision for your company? Where do you see it going? Because that might make a difference on what you select now. If you're a local business that wants foot traffic, so you may be an auto mechanic, an acupuncturist, or a chiropractor, you want people to walk in your door and check in, then local business or place is probably the best option for you, especially if you most likely do not plan to expand to multiple locations. Local business is for you have a storefront, you want people to come in, and you want them to check in. It automatically comes with a Facebook Places account, so you're built into their map, so when people are going to check into a business, you're just built right into there and you come up. Company, organization, or institution, I created my company under this because we have 2 locations with plans of expanding. I want to have offices nationwide, and that's the vision for my company. And so this was the better option for us, was to be a company organization, so a franchise, or you have plans on expanding, or you have multiple locations, because it doesn't automatically come with places, but you can turn that on. And so people can still check into my office. The third option is brand or product. So if you have a physical product that you're selling, you may be only an online retailer and you're selling a product, or you plan to distribute it to multiple retailers. This is where you want to be. This is where Coke, Pepsi, Nike, they're over here in brand and product. Apple is over there as well. And so if you've got a physical product to sell, you're not going to have a brick and mortar storefront. You're going to do it online or through distribution. This is the one you would pick. So most local businesses or small businesses are going to pick one of these three categories.
And I think that the key thing that you mentioned is that if you're a local business with a local audience, so I forget the exact, but you said it like an acupuncturist, they might have a 20 or 30 mile range that people are coming to their location. They only have one location, an auto repair shop, a dentist. They all have a local, let's say 20-mile radius. Then they're going to, simple answer is fill out, you're going to be the small business. However, if you have growth ideas in mind, you have a vision of multiple locations, then actually having the middle, the business section, would be the place to go. And then the third is if you're just a product or service, you primarily plan on selling online, I believe you said, then that would be the third box.
Just product, not service. So if you're a service organization would be the middle one. But yes, if you've got a product that you're either only going to sell online or distribute through other retailers, you would want to be in the third category.
Okay, perfect. And then why don't you just briefly explain the bottom three, because they really don't target our type of clientele that I think is watching this video.
Right. So the artist, band, or public figure, pretty self-explanatory. If you are an artist of some sort, or a musician, a band, a politician, you would pick the artist, band, or public figure spot. Entertainment is actually the physical product. So if you are promoting a movie, a TV show, a book, then you would pick the entertainment page, because you're creating the page for that product. Cause or community, you technically can use this for nonprofits and not-for-profits. However, a lot of times those places do have check-in, and there are categories that you can select from local business or place. When you select this, churches are in here, government organizations are in here, and so cause or community would probably not be the best place for them, because cause or community has no options. So this would be more like you're doing a fundraiser, or you're participating in team and training, you're trying to fundraise for the event that you're the run or biking event that you're participating in. That's more where this would be, or a local cause or community or thing that would be more not a nonprofit, not an organization, but just a group of people. A neighborhood watch could be over here. So that's where you would put cause or community. I probably wouldn't recommend that nonprofits are there, just because you probably have a place that people check into, and you have a lot more options over here.
Okay, perfect. So now that we've figured out which box is right for us, we click on it, and what's the next step?
So we click on it. Next step brings you to this page. So you're setting up your Facebook page, and you want to add a description with basic information so people know what your company is all about. Enter your website. You can do website, Twitter, or Yelp links. We really recommended this spot you put your website, because it is connected to mobile and things like that, and it's the easy way for people to get to your Facebook page. Choose a unique Facebook web.
Yeah, I was going to say the other thing is for Google is checking multiple databases, one of them being Facebook, and they want to see consistency across all those databases, so seeing the same address, phone number, and web address adds credibility and can help you with your Google ranking also.
That is correct. And you can put your Yelp link or Twitter link in your larger description. There are other places you can put on Facebook, so you really should put your website in the website box. The next option here is choose a unique Facebook web address. This is really important for multiple reasons. One, if you don't pick one, your page will be facebook.com/pages/ a whole bunch of letter, number, gobbledygook, and then maybe your temporary name, company name. So it's this really long, messy URL. which is really hard to promote to people if you wanted to just easily hand them your Facebook URL.
All right. Now this is actually new to me because back in the old days, I don't know if we're going back a year or how far back we're going. You had to have, I think, like 25 likes before you could actually create your own custom URL.
That is correct. They have changed it recently. You did used to have 25, and they bumped it up. It used to be higher. They bumped it down. Now they've got it just, you get it right off the bat. Because it does make it easier. However, you can't change it. It's very hard to change your name once you pick it. So this is the other reason why it's really important to think through what you pick. Facebook goes back and forth. Sometimes you cannot change it all. Sometimes you can change it one time. So you really want to make sure that you're picking the right URL for your company, because if you decide later to change it, you may not be able to at all. Period.
Okay.
And so but it's also really easy because like mine is facebook.com/ICT marketing. So it makes sense to people, so they can easily find me. They can just think through, well, let me just try her company name. Facebook also has a short URL, fb.me. And so if you're promoting your Facebook link, you can just type fb.me/ICT marketing. And it's a really short URL, really easy to remember. So this is a really, really important piece. I would definitely be careful with what you select. Type slow. Make sure you reread it. You don't have typos, things like that. The next option is it a real organization, school, or government? Basically, this is Facebook covering themselves to make sure that you are not lying about what you're setting up, or I'm not setting up a page on my own for a school or organization without permission. So you enter all this information, and you can save info. I didn't put anything in, so skip. Now we go into the next one. I can upload a profile photo. So this is a perfect square. It is, and I lost my little cheat sheet. I will have to find my cheat sheet. I believe
250 by 250 or something like that.
No, it's smaller than that. It's 100
Yeah,
and something.
this is where you want to get your graphic designer involved.
Pretty much, yes. So if you have a graphic designer, the one that I use regularly, and I know the one you use, they just give it to me in the perfect size.
Yep.
So I upload it. It's perfectly. You don't have to worry about cropping. You don't have to worry about Facebook actually accidentally smushing it. For a lot of pages, putting your logo here, it depends. Like my company, it's our logo. If you are your brand, so if you're an acupuncturist, a chiropractor, a doctor, a dentist, and if you are your brand, you may want to put your headshot there. So it all depends on what you're most comfortable with. I would not recommend something goofy. This is your business. It is your brand. So unless there was a period where people were, because the profile photo overlaps the cover photo, people were being very creative, and that's okay too. But remember, when people see it in your newsfeed, they don't see the cover photo piece of it. They only see the profile piece of it. So if it's confusing or doesn't make you look good, I would recommend to pick something else. So you can just upload it from your computer. It's really super simple. You pick a picture and upload it, and then I'm just going to skip it, and then add your page to your favorites. So this way, it's in on your profiles, your personal profile. On the left-hand side, you have favorites, and so that moves it up to the top. So it's really easy for you to find.
All right, perfect. And then why don't you show us your Facebook fan page, and that way we get to see what an actual branded page looks like.
So here is my Facebook page, and let me hide the admin section. So this is what a branded page looks like. So this is my logo is my profile image, and my cover photo, my cover art is, whoops, I lost something here. So my cover picture is something that, again, my graphic designer created for me that fits into my brand. It gives our message to people. And so that way, when you're posting, my profile photo is right here, and so this is what people see when my post shows up in their news feed.
All right, perfect. And it is 10 o'clock, so we've run out of time. But basically, we've shown you how to create a Facebook fan page or business page from scratch. Next week, what we want to do is we want to take this step to the next step, I guess, which is some of the back end, the admins. Do I check this box on or off? And maybe we should talk a little bit more about the branding since we've ran out of time, but I think that's really important. I'm really surprised at the number of Facebook pages, Twitter pages, YouTube pages, Google Plus pages that the banner at the top is blank. They might have the little image, the little square image, and a lot of times it might be a rectangular logo that's cut off because they're squishing it into a square box, and it just doesn't really look very good, unfortunately.
Totally agree. Going over branding would be really important in social media because as you saw on my page, I have two versions of my logo. I have a rectangular and a square. And so talking about things like that for brands and what things to consider and making sure that they brand all of their social media.
All right, perfect. Well, Sarah, as always, I appreciate your time and your expertise. If people have any questions and they want to contact you directly, what's the easiest way for them to do so?
They can find me on any of the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter. We're all over the place.
What's the business URL?
Facebook.com/ICT marketing. Twitter is twitter.com, or we're at ICT_marketing. Or you can just go to our website, ICT-marketing.com.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. I hope you have a fabulous day. And people, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. We'll be sure to get back to you as quickly as possible. Sarah, thanks again. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ryan. You too.
All right, bye.
Bye.